Hello, it's Raphael here, and welcome to the first episode of my Gran Turismo series of trying to become the best ever Gran Turismo player. Right now we can see my rank is BA, but compared to where we want to be, which is SS, it's pretty bad. We can see that we have a driver rating just above like the middle of B and right at the bottom of sportsmanship A, which is pretty bad. I have almost 440 races with almost 300 top 5 finishes, which isn't a bad return. Today we'll be going on Suzuka GR Group 3 cars, and today we'll be using the M6 GT3 Sprint model. Today I've given myself 3 objectives I need to do for the 3 races I drive today. The first one is to get a clean race. This one's pretty self-explanatory, to prove to everyone that I'm not a dirty driver. The second one is to get into S sportsmanship rank so I can quickly level up and get better lobbies in the future. And the third one is the most difficult by far, is to win a race, and because I'm not very good on Suzuka, we'll see how this plans out. And starting the first race in P3, Il Punitore of Italy in pole with Mr. After Hours of Greece in second, Arce in third, with delays on in fourth and Vaquedo in fifth, who you will see will be our biggest arch rival throughout this race. And going into the first corner already, oh my goodness, the pole sitter Il Punitore has gone off in the first corner due to that stupid mistake. We're up into second, going through the second of the Suzuka S's. And as we go on to delays on his camera view, you can see him trying to get past until he muscles past us down the inside. I feel it was a bit unfair, but that's racing. And going up onto the last of the S's, we're in third position, and we just look back for a bit, and we've hit the grass and we've let Vaquedo through, so we're down into fourth, going into the double fast right-handers. And now going through the double right-handers, we can see on the exit that Mr. After Hours has hit the gravel, and we're back up into third, which should be first if we didn't get out muscled by the laser in the Suzuka S's. And now onto the cinematic view of the overtake, and onto this beautiful view of the hairpin. You can see there's a clear pack forming between the top 9 and the rest of the field, and oh my goodness, what is that? The orange car completely rams the Mercedes off the track. And now back onto our view on the curve up towards the double hairpin. We see that we're closing the gap on Vaquedo through the hairpin, braking, and the braking point isn't quite there, but we're still gaining on it. You can see behind it we have quite a healthy gap towards the back of us as we go onto the view of Il Putinore down to 130R. Trying to overtake Mr. After Hours before the corner, but does it happen? They're coming closer, and oh my goodness, they crash. Both of them crash into 130. What a silly thing for them to do. It allowed the old Tiger to overtake them both, and you can see Il Putinore even gets rammed into the last chicane, and back onto our view you can see Vaquedo onto the grass. We might have a chance to overtake him into the first corner. And you can see going up to the hairpin of lap 2, we obviously did not pass Vaquedo, and you can see our braking point through the hairpin is extremely poor, and you can even see the snap of oversteer, losing a lot of time to Vaquedo. And now it looks like we're in no man's land, because the gap behind us is too far, and the gap in front of us is also too far. As we go down towards the double hairpin, you can see Vaquedo, the gap that is pulling us from the last lap. And down the back straight onto 130R. Just disappointing from us. The hairpin has been a historically bad corner for me, but not this bad. And down into the final chicane we go, and now we're cut back into lap 3 into the center S's, and you can see we're almost 2 tenths away from our best lap, which was last lap, which wasn't a good lap. So we can see where the performance here is really sloppy as we go into the fast double right hander. And now fast forwarding through the lap down to the hairpin, you can see again the lost time, and even Vaquedo is starting to catch up to the leader, DeLazon, as we pan on board with him. You can see the gap is about 1 second going through the double right-handed. Can he catch him? No, he can't. DeLazon is just too fast for anyone today. as we go back onto us, we can see that behind us there is a healthy gap, which further proves that we're in no man's land. This race is shaping out to be one that's not going to be a very interesting, but stay later to see what happens in the third race. And oh my goodness, Vaquero has messed up somewhere, and that we're only like about a second and a half from him going down the final chicane onto the main straight, down into the final lap. As we pan onto the Vaquero on this beautiful cinematic view through the center S's, we can see he's kind of built a gap on us, but we're still there in the background. You can see us slightly there in the background. There we see the Liaison, the leader, who has had a very, very good race down towards the double right-handers. But here we go, Vaquero, about a second and a half in front of us, down, and now into the hairpin. We can see we've gained 5 tenths on our original lap, so we're going much faster than we were usually, and down into the hairpin where we lose most time, and there we go again with the issue with the hairpin. Although it's a bit better this time. Now fast forward down the bend. And as we go through the double hairpin, we're too far from Vaquero to do anything. We hope for him to make a mistake going into 130 yards. That's our only hope for coming into second place, but I doubt that will happen. He's won a very good race. We go 8 tenths quicker than our fastest lap, which is extremely good, but we have a bit of a shaky 130 yard going down into the hairpin. We're going down into the hairpin, the chicane, the final chicane on the final lap, and we have to settle for third place. It was a very good race. And there we see the Tidal Tiger in 4th place, a very large gap, and it's Vaquero in second and us in third. Race in P3, we did gain both driver and sportsmanship rating, which is very good. However, the race itself could have been a bit better. We could have maybe defended better from Liaison at the start, but apart from that, I think it was an okay race. So looking at our objectives that I set, the first one to get a clean race we did not get, which I was pretty surprised at actually. We had quite a clean race. The second one was to get into S sportsmanship rank. Of course it was going to be a bit difficult from the bottom of A, but yeah, we failed at that as well. And the third one to win a race, yeah, we weren't close, but we weren't too far off. Hopefully in these next 2 races we can get all 3 of these. Unfortunately, guys, I did the race. I did all the recordings for it. I did all the clips, but unfortunately, my PS5 decided not to save any of it. However, we still have evidence that the race happened. I have a little clip here of me finally beating our arch nemesis of Vaquero and coming second, and even getting a clean race, which is good for our sportsmanship ranking. And as we go to check our sportsmanship ranking, we can see that it's finally at S. So we completed 2 objectives in 1 race, which I conveniently didn't record. So as we go back to the objectives board, we have completed both the clean race and S sportsmanship ranking, which is very good. But we still haven't won a race yet, which we have to do in this last race. As well as this, guys, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to like and subscribe, as I will be putting out more episodes like this one out soon. Now, this is the race we've all been waiting for. Time for the biggest race. So going into race 3, as we have come 3rd and 2nd, we will hope to be coming 1st. But looking at the grid, Chris Hoffman is about 6 tenths quicker than anyone else. So it's looking quite in doubt from the get-go. But as you can see going into turn 1, I'll tell you right now, this race has a lot of crashes in it. You will see later on. As we go into turn 1, Chris Hoffman messes up a little bit, so I think I have a chance going into the first part of the Suzuka S's in 2nd place. But I want to show you Subi 88, which shows the epitome of stupidness on this game, as he goes through the Suzuka S's in 8th place, trying to make a move around Van Thiel, but nothing is working. As he goes into the final S, tries to go down the inside, but he can't get past, and that allows the Slovakian Lesiga to try and get past him in the first of the right-handers, and he muscles him off the track. But as you can see, Subi does the unthinkable. Like, why would you do that? You're only ruining both of you guys' races, as Lesiga's race is ruined from no fault of his own. Luckily for the whole lobby, he gets a 5-second penalty. So that's very, very good. But as we pan over onto our view, going into the double hairpin, the double right hand, you can see Chris Wolfen, the leader, has pulled a gap on us, which shows very much the skill between him and the rest of the field. As we fast forward down the back straight, we're hoping that we can get a good 130R in final chicane so we can catch up to him and leave the rest of the pack behind. But you can see it's not the best going down into the final chicane, and you can see as we pan onto Razor, who will be our biggest perpetrator throughout the race. He's all over the back of us trying to get past, and we go into the view of delays on the race 1 winner, and you can see Razor trying to get past as we're doing everything defending into turn 1 as we go through the rest of the Suzuka S's. As we pan back onto our view now, we can see delays on and Razor right behind us, going down into the fast double right hander. We're just trying to get a gap away from these two and try to catch up to Chris Wolfen. But as you can see, going onto Razor's view, we have a poor entry into the hairpin, and he decides to do a stupid move down the inside. But luckily for us, he allows us to get the position back, so there's no worry there. Going down the curve, we hope that due to the respect between us two shown here, that he won't do anything silly during the double hairpin, and we'll just try to get away from delays on. But going into the double hairpin, we can just see what is he trying to do here. He's done 2 identical hits on us, which look the same on the camera, but as we keep on going down the back straight, oh my goodness, I'm so done with this game. I can't believe it. How can you even make a mistake like this? This is unacceptable. But going down to 130 yard, may I say, down the back straight, you can see them. I reckon there's gonna be a crash here, guys, but they actually did crash. What a surprise! As we go down into the finish again, them to a fire, but oh my goodness, what are we doing in the foreground? We can see we absolutely butchered the corner. I can't believe it. So you're telling me they have a crash and we should have capitalized on it, but we missed our braking point by about 50 meters going onto the green stuff, which is very terrible for the car. But anyway, as we go back onto our view, down to lap 3, you can see we lose 1, 2, 3, and that's 4 positions lost in the space of 2 corners. This is very poor. Down into 6, but at least we're still in the hunt for the top 3 as we go down the main straight. And as you can see, our buddy Razor and me will, well, just play with them. I'm so done with this game, man, already, and it's only the first episode as we rejoin the track in 12th place, hoping to do a recovery job. We still have 2 laps left, and oh my goodness, I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Some guy just crashed out on his own, so we gain a position, guys, that going through the Suzuka S into the last one, we can see we're 10.6 seconds behind our fast time, which was a very terrible time, may I say. And as we go down, we see Wobbit, who will be our closest rival throughout the race, down into the hairpin. We can see a lot of time was lost during that crash, and we try to go down the inside of Wobbit, trying not to touch him, but unfortunately we have a terrible exit, and Wobbit just goes away from us. But we're trying to get in a slipstream down towards the double hairpin. We're just behind Wobbit. We don't even need to overtake him. We can just sit behind him and try to catch the people in front of us together. As we go down the back straight, going into 130, we can see again 10 seconds left, which is extremely poor, guys. We would be in the hunt for the top 3, and as you can see down into the last again, we try an audacious move, but what are we seeing? We've just seen 2 people go off in this lap on their own. This guy does it during the last corner. I don't even know how that's possible, guys. But got panning onto the last lap as nothing really happened on lap 4. We see we're 1 second quicker than our last lap, but we have a terrible 130. I'll lose about a second worth of time, so all our time was lost, and we think we have to settle for 10th place. But you can see our friend Wobblet here, he goes through past the Maldonado mode and absolutely hits off Rosler the German, and we have 9th place. So after that eventful race, we can see that our driver ranking did go down, but our sportsmanship ranking surprisingly went up, as we were quite a clean driver in that race. But as we go back to the objectives board, we did both get a clean race and a sportsmanship rank in race 2, which again I conveniently didn't record. But unfortunately we didn't win a race, guys, so hopefully in episode 2 we can actually win a race. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and share with everyone you know.